The trade deadline is in the past, and that means it's time to focus on one thing and one thing only, and that is a push to the playoffs. If you love the Red Sox through thick and thin, and I know if you watch this video, you do, all I want you to do is like today's video. Like the video to show that you are a fan of the Red Sox through the good and through the bad. Make sure you hit that like button to show me that you are a member of Red Sox Nation. Welcome back into another edition of the Red Sox Rundown. I am your host, Jack. We've got a plethora, and I mean a plethora of injury updates, roster updates, all of the above that we're going to talk about in today's video. The trades are out the window. It's now time to focus on the team that we are fielding and the team that is hopefully going to lead Red Sox Nation to a postseason berth this year. Let's start with the bad news, though. The big news that shocked a lot of people yesterday, including myself, and that is Tanner Houck. Tanner Houck, if you've not already heard, and if you haven't, you probably live under a rock or you're not on Red Sox Twitter, Tanner Houck is getting Tommy John surgery. And that really, really sucks because, as you know, Tommy John, usually on average, is around a year recovery. So not only is his year done this year, but we probably won't see him for a majority, if not all of next year as well. And then if baseball goes into a lockout in 2027, when's the next time Tanner Houck's going to pitch for the Boston Red Sox? It's just a devastating injury. And one that I personally didn't see coming. He was, going through rehab starts, obviously had some soreness, had to get it checked out. And now he's getting Tommy John. It kind of, at least for me, because again, I'm not a medical expert, so I don't know. For me, it came out of left field. And it just really is an unfortunate situation. And I wish Tanner Houck the best because, he was an all-star last year. He was an all-star. He pitched fantastic. He was our number one starter last year. And then to see him struggle mightily at the beginning of this season, at first we were like, oh my gosh, does he just suck? But obviously there was something going on. At first we thought he went on the Phantom IL. Obviously not. Obviously there was an issue. So it just, for it to end in Tommy John is just, you never want to see that. And so my heart goes out to Houck, his family, everyone around him. Hopefully he gets better. This is what Cora had to say. He said, tough year for him, tough year for us, but he'll kill the rehab, he'll do his job, and whenever he comes back, he'll be okay. And I hope he is because, again, first half of last year was a lot of fun. He was really damn good. He's one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. To see this season end in Tommy John, I feel really, really bad. Show Tanner Houck some love. Just go down below in the comments, spam his jersey number, spam 89 down below in the comments. Just show him all the love, an outpouring of support. Tommy John is never something that you want to see. So hopefully he heals up. Hopefully he rehabs quickly. Hopefully he's back at the end of next year in maybe a leverage bullpen role. I don't know. Now what this does say, I will say, you got to go get another pitcher this offseason. Because you're just not going to have the depth and support that you have this year, especially with some of these pitchers going off in free agency. So I think we already felt like we needed another front-of-the-line pitcher. And I'm not saying Tanner Houck was, but now I think that is the fact that Houck is gone all of next year is something that they really, really need to look at. So yeah, spam those 89s down below in the comments. Show him some love. Marcelo Mayer update. I also did a short on this yesterday. This is why you subscribe, because I make shorts as soon as big news comes out. This comes from Christopher Smith. Marcelo Mayer is going to have a shot. He had a shot yesterday. Everyone's saying it's a cortisone shot. I know what a cortisone shot is, by the way. The way Christopher Smith wrote it up was an anti-inflammatory shot. I know what a cortisone shot is, guys. Come on, let's be real about that. But he had a shot yesterday, trying to help him get back. This is what Cora had to say. He said, we have to wait 3 days to see if it works, and then he will start doing baseball activities and see how he reacts to it. So we'll know at probably the midway point of this upcoming week how he reacts, whether or not he will be back on the field. It's good to see that they went through their options. It's good to see that it doesn't appear that this is going to be a season-ending injury. And hopefully the shot reacts well and he reacts well and he's back to doing baseball activities. He goes on a rehab start and he's back for the final push of this season. Because, look, I like David Hamilton as a person, but he's not a big leaguer. You can't trot out David Hamilton on select days to play second base. It just can't happen. So you need Mayer back as soon as possible. Don't rush it, obviously. Make sure he's healthy. But nonetheless, he needs to get healthy, and we need him back for the push to the playoffs. Another person who is getting healthy that we desperately need right now is Justin Slaten, and we got an update today. Slaten spoke to the media today, and Rob Bradford has this note. He said that Slaten said he feels back to normal. It turns out there was a transverse bone. Again, I'm not a medical expert, so I don't know what any of this is, but it turns out there was a transverse bone that was growing into a nerve in his neck, which sounds incredibly painful. They fixed it, and it seems like he is a very real option by September. So we're at the beginning of August. He threw today. I don't know if it was a full-on, or yesterday at the time that you're watching this. I don't know if it was a full-on bullpen or just kind of seeing how he feels, but the fact that he's throwing it all is significant. It seems like he's fixed the problem because I know that there was a nerve issue. That was something that he was dealing with, and so now they know what the problem is and they've fixed it. Hopefully he's back sooner rather than later because you need him in the bullpen. Alcala and Hicks have both struggled heavily since they've gotten here. Alcala started off really good, but the last few starts, he hasn't been able to finish, and you've had to burn Aroldis Chapman. So hopefully Slaten is back soon, and you have another high-leverage righty in your bullpen. You've got a whole bunch of lefties right now that have all pitched at least decently well, but in terms of right-handed relievers, I'm not comfortable with Jordan Hicks. He's been fine, but he has not been stellar. And over the last few starts, I can't trust Jorge Alcala. I just can't. So getting Slaten back into a high-leverage right-handed reliever role is desperately needed. But you let me know. What's your confidence level in the Red Sox bullpen right now? Scale it on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being this is the worst bullpen in baseball, 10 being this is the best bullpen in baseball. I believe I asked you guys this question a few weeks ago, and I said it was an 8 out of 10. I'm probably going to knock it down to a 7 out of 10 because Alcala and Hicks have struggled as of late. Hicks has been off and on, but Alcala in particular over his last few outings. Again, having to burn Chapman twice when you didn't really need him is something that I don't love. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, but you let me know, scale of 1 to 10, what's your confidence level in the Red Sox bullpen? A little bit of AAA news, but this does concern the big league roster because there's been a lot of rumors around whether or not Kristian Campbell is going to be back this year. He's been getting a lot of starts at first base. He's been progressing over there. From Tommy Castle, who covers the Woo Sox, said Kristian Campbell left yesterday's game with a jammed right thumb. Woo Sox manager Chad Tracy said Campbell will not play today, but he doesn't seem overly worried about the injury. Now, I know that a lot of you that watch this are probably going to say, yo, we should never have Kristian Campbell ever play up here again. I had a comment a few days ago saying, why would anyone ever trade for Kristian Campbell? And then I literally replied, he's on like the most team-friendly deal in the history of all of baseball. But if you look at his splits since July 19th, so that's half a month almost, he's bad, and these stats come via Ian Cundall. He's got a 407 batting average, a 484 on base, 667 slug with a 1.151 OPS, a 13% walk rate, 23% K rate. You obviously want to get the K rate down, the walk rate up, but he's got an OPS of 1.151. He's been hitting home runs. He had a 13. He's currently on a 13-game hit streak. I'm not saying he's ready to come back up, but he's starting to come around. Like, he didn't go down to AAA and just absolutely stink the bed. He started not great. I think he needed to work on some stuff and get his confidence back. And now that he is, and he's getting more confident, he's starting to hit the ball really well again. So everyone that wants to crap on Campbell obviously hasn't been paying attention to what he's been doing down in Worcester, because he's been hitting the cover off the ball. So I think that he should probably be called up by the end of the year, maybe in September, to potentially supplement first base. I know Toro and Romy both went yard yesterday, but I still don't see Toro as a playoff everyday first baseman. I just don't. But Campbell maybe is a viable option. Maybe Yostinson Garcia is a viable option. There's reports that he's going to start getting work at first base, and he's been hitting the absolute cover off the ball in Worcester. Maybe he's an option at first base. I don't know. Nonetheless, it's something to consider, but he did leave the game yesterday with an injury. Doesn't sound like it's anything serious. We'll see at the end of the day. Should Kristian Campbell get called back up before the end of the year? Type Y for yes if you think he should. Type N for no if you think he should not. If he continues to hit the ball at the rate that he is now, we need to see that it's consistent. He can't just go on these hot streaks and then not hit for like a week or so. But I think, yes, I think that's something they should definitely consider, especially if it's at first base. Second base, his defense at second base is not great. But if Mayer is healthy and he comes back, you're not going to need that. Mayer can play second. You put Campbell at first. I would do it, but you let me know. Y for yes, N for no. Would you call Kristian Campbell back up by the end of the year? We're going to talk about the game here in a minute, but we did have a few other just housekeeping moves. These come from Chris Cotillo. Zach Kelly and Nick Birdie were both activated from the IL and option to Worcester. They're both kind of on rehab kind of assignments. That's great because that's just depth for the bullpen. If your bullpen gets gassed again, you've got arms that you can call up to relieve the bullpen. They're not necessarily good arms. Zach Kelly scares the crap out of me every time he comes out of the bullpen. My blood pressure goes up, but just to have arms is valuable. So that's really great to see. And then Luis Guerrero got put on the 60-day. So it's obviously going to be retroactive to whenever he got hurt. But that does suck. I'm a big Luis Guerrero fan. So hopefully he heals up and gets back soon. Do we see him again this year? I don't know. But yeah, that was something that happened. Also, a few other notes. We didn't talk about this yesterday, but Brennan Bernardino got optioned down to Worcester with Steven Matz joining the roster. I don't think it wasn't a performance thing for Bernie. I think it's just like go down to Worcester and just rest. I think it's just a rest thing. I mean, he's been used so much this year. So I think he's just getting a much-needed rest at the end of the day. And then yesterday, Cooper Criswell, after he threw an absolute gem, got optioned down to AAA with Dustin May joining the roster. That one wasn't a surprise. I think we all knew once Dustin May joined the roster, Cooper Criswell was going to be the one to go. And sure enough, Dustin May joins yesterday, and Criswell gets optioned down to AAA. But hey, you got to give credit where credit's due. He threw an absolute gem the day before, and that was really awesome to see. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We are posting daily videos around the Red Sox. If there's more injury news, I will post shorts instantly. I posted a short for Tanner Houck and Marcelo Mayer yesterday on top of my recap short. That's what you're going to get here when you subscribe to the channel. Daily updates around your favorite baseball team. And also, I'm a diehard Sox fan too, so there's nothing fake about this. This emotion is pure. I love this team. I'm going to ride and die by this team. And if you want to join this community, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Red Sox win 7-3. You win the series against the Houston Astros, which was huge. The Astros, I had people in my comments like, oh my God, like, because I said that they were white hot right now. And they're like, oh my God, they weren't. They won 7 of their last 3 and they got swept by the A's or whatever. It's still the Astros, guys. Like, come on. Like, maybe they're on a cold streak, but they're still the Astros. They're still a threat. It is what it is. I'm not going to argue with people in my comments. It is what it is. But winning a series against the Astros, doesn't matter how good or bad they are at the present time, is still impressive. They are still the Astros. They're still an impressive team. It is what it is. But the fact that you won, especially on a Buehler day, is great. Now we don't have to worry about there being a rubber match on Sunday. Obviously, you want to sweep the series, but winning a series is winning a series. So let's jump into it real quick. I'm going to get into it. You used a boatload of relievers today. You used 6 relievers. You basically emptied out the bullpen today. And the reason why is because Walker Buehler didn't pitch a good game. 4 1/3, 9 hits, 3 walks. That's 12 base runners. You gave up 3 runs, and you didn't strike out a single person. That just can't happen. Like, Buehler did not look good at all. His command was horrible. The home run that he gave up, he left the ball directly over the plate. It was such an unserious pitch, uncompetitive pitch. And he just, I don't get it, because he has games where he absolutely shoves, and then he does games like this where he can't even go 5, and he looks lackluster. It's just so frustrating, and he's not striking anybody out. He struck out no batters yesterday. Like, that's unacceptable. You got to finish batters. You got to have good at-bats. And he just wasn't having it. It was just so disappointing. And this is what I go back to, where, like, your reinforcement to the rotation was Dustin May. And that was it. That was all you did at the deadline. Like, I don't trust Buehler in the playoffs. Do you? I don't. But we bring in Dustin May, who's just as unreliable and is also injury prone. Like, I know I'm not going to continue to dwell on trade stuff, but you see performances like this and you're like, we've been seeing this all year. Why did we not get reinforcements? But it is what it is. I'm not going to dwell on it. It is what it is. Your bullpen was absolutely lights out. Justin Wilson, Steven Matz has a very impressive debut. Garrett Whitlock, Jordan Hicks, Jorge Alcala. It got a little sketchy there at the end for Alcala, and then you had to burn Aroldis Chapman, which I didn't love that, but it is what it is. You had to use 6 relievers, but none of them gave up runs, so that was huge. Your bullpen has been the best part of your team for a while now, and that's great. You want to have a bullpen that's lights out. I mean, that's something you absolutely want. Offensively, low key 10 hits. 8 of them came from 4 people. So your offense was it's weird. Like, they score 7 runs. You have 10 hits, but it did still seem like kind of a quiet day. You left 6 on base. So, you walk 2 times, but you strike out 12 times. So, it's hard to say it's a lackluster day because you put up 7. But I felt like you probably could have piled on a little bit more. Romy Gonzalez, leadoff home run. He went 2 for 5 yesterday. Looked really good. Rob Refsnyder went 2 for 4. He scored twice, had an RBI. Trevor Story hits a home run. He goes 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. Huge day for Trevor Story. Trevor Story is so back. I'm so happy that he's hitting well. Sadan goes 2 for 4. He has a good day as well. The other home run came from Abraham Toro. He got active today. He went 1 for 4, but that 1 for 4 was a home run. So you had people contribute. Now, a lot of the runs came on home runs. I think a majority of the runs came on home runs. But nonetheless, you got it done, and you beat a talented Astros team in a series that was very losable. Now, Framber Valdez is on the mound today. You've got Lucas Giolito running today. I mean, a sweep is not out of the question, but you feel better not having to walk into Sunday having to win the series. Winning the first 2 is always the easiest way at the end of the day. Standings watch, then we're going to get out of here. The Red Sox, with that win and the Yankees embarrassing themselves against the Miami Marlins, the Red Sox have overtaken the Yankees for second place in the AL East. They now sit 4 games behind the Toronto Blue Jays for first place in the AL East. Guys, the division is not over. It's not. The division is very much in play. You're going to need a lot to go your way. I think you only play the Blue Jays 1 more time this year, but the division's not over whatsoever, so it's getting very spicy. In the wild card, you now hold the number 1 wild card spot, which is awesome. You have a 2-game lead on the Seattle Mariners, who hold the 3rd wild card spot. You've got a 3-game lead on the next closest team, which is the Texas Rangers, who are a game out of the wild card. So as of right now, you're sitting pretty. You still need to win games. You cannot get complacent. I would love for them to put their foot on the Astros' throat and sweep them. Sweep them out of Fenway. I would love that. There would be no better confidence boost than sweeping, again, a very talented Houston Astros team who's first place in the AL West. Go sweep them, because then you're riding high into who do they play next? Who do they play next? I just want to see their schedule. You're riding high going into a series against the Kansas City Royals, who have been struggling. Make it happen, guys. Make it happen. You let me know. Do the Red Sox sweep? Yes or no? Easy as that. I think they do. I really like Giolito. Framber Valdez is on the mound, but they had Hunter Brown on the mound on Friday, and he still won. So I like the chances. I'm going to go yes. I'm going to go the good vibes. I'm going to go the momentum. I love what I'm seeing. That's it, guys. That's where I'm going to end it. Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch the video. We'll be back tomorrow with another short. We'll have a short later today recapping the game, and then we'll be back tomorrow with another full-length video. That's it. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, go Sox.